In today's video, I'm finally talking about this camera. Let's get to it. What's up guys, and welcome to TopShelf Media. If this is your first video here, I'm Mike, and today we are talking about the Google Nest Cam outdoor-indoor battery, and that is a mouthful. So for the rest of this video, probably just going to call it the Nest Cam, but just so you guys know when I do, this is what I'm talking about. There are a lot of security cameras out there, but for someone like me who's already bought into the Google ecosystem, this camera was a no-brainer. But this camera is not cheap. It goes on the Google store for about $180, but at the time of recording this video, it's currently on sale for $120. Now I've actually had this camera for a little over a year, and my intentions were to get it installed before my family left for vacation. Didn't get that done, so I actually shot the unboxing and have not touched it since. So let's go back to when I actually did that unboxing a year ago. First off, looking at the packaging, not much different than most other Google products. Look at that. It is so sleek. That's such a nice, just sleek design. The QR code's right underneath my finger here to add this to the app. So under here, I'm guessing, is everything else that we are going to need. Obviously, the magnet parts right here on the bottom. You'd attach this to the wall inside your house or outside. This can go inside or outside. So that, and we got the charging cable. Here is the mount and the anchors and screws. It's a strong magnet. I mean, I guess it has to be if it's going to sit outside in the wind. Thanks, past me. Now let's talk a little bit about this camera. It is a 1080p 2 megapixel camera with 6x zoom and two-way audio. It has a 130-degree field of view as well as night vision, and I believe it is also IP54 water resistant. Now I do wish it was a 4K camera, but you get what you pay for, I guess. My only issue is I feel like the 6x zoom is going to get very pixelated, and it's going to be hard to be able to make out any detail in the video. But I am glad that it has a 130-degree field of view and two-way audio. And like I mentioned before, it is water resistant, which makes sense because it's made to be outside. But what does that water resistance rating mean? Well, the 5 is the dust rating and the 4 is the water rating, meaning that it is protected from limited dust and water splashing on it from any angle. And just for frame of reference, I believe that the best IP rating you can get is IP68. This camera does run on battery, as its name implies, and the battery life ranges from 1.5 to 7 months, depending on your settings and how often it's recording events. Now, I do want to mention that they do sell a separate weatherproof cable that you can pick up. It's a lot like this one, longer I believe, but it's made for outside. It still awkwardly plugs in, and the cable faces the front of the camera, which is really weird to me. I don't understand why they would do that, why they wouldn't just, plug it in this way, but I don't know. Anyway, I believe I have a better option coming up here in a little bit. Also, even if you do have Nest-Aware, this camera will not do 24/7 recording unless it is plugged into power. The camera attaches to the base with a very strong magnet, like I mentioned in the unboxing, and it has the ability to detect people, vehicles, and animals. In order to do this, Google suggests that you mount this camera 6 to 6.5 feet high to best use some of the features that this camera offers. Now, I don't know about you, but that's within arm's reach, and I feel like it could easily be taken. Fortunately, a company called Wasserstein makes an anti-theft mount for this camera. I don't have one, but speaking of Wasserstein, they did send me this solar panel to check out in this video, so we're going to take a look at this today. They did send me this free of charge, but they have no say in what I talk about in this video, and all the opinions are my own. Now, the goal is to get this installed in this video, so let's go ahead and get it opened up. First off, looking at the box, we know that this is made for the Google Nest, and if you look at the side here, we can see it has a 2.5 watt max, it's 5 volts, its operating temperature is 14 degrees Fahrenheit to 122 degrees Fahrenheit, and it has a 13-foot cord. Now, the only thing I am worried about is that 14-degree low here. I live in Iowa, and it can easily get lower than that in the winter, so we will see how this fares. All right, let's go ahead and open this up. pretty nice packaging they got here. I actually kind of like that. The nice little pulls to pull it out with and stuff. That's really cool. I like that a lot. Okay, so it looks like we got some paperwork here. We got the panel itself. This is a really nice looking panel. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't know a lot about solar panels, but this looks nice. I think it looks really cool. And then mounting hardware, cable clips. That's awesome. I'm glad they include those. That's really cool. And I think, if I had to guess, that's probably it. There's nothing in here. Nope. Okay, so this is what we get in the box. We get the solar panel, cable clips, mounting hardware, and the mount for it. Real quick here, I wanted to point out, I was looking through the manual and I came across something kind of interesting. Under these important tips, the first one says, if you have a hub with the Hub app, disable the home security function of the Nest Cam when connected to the solar panels. Otherwise, it'll record 24/7 and drain the battery. Now, I'm kind of surprised about that because the next tip says that it's going to stop charging at 70% to prolong the battery's life, but I thought it needed to have constant power in order to do 24/7 recording, so that'll be interesting. I'll need to test that out. That'll probably be a future video. I'll give you guys an update and let you guys know how it's affecting the battery. Is it draining it too fast, faster than the solar panel can charge it, or what the deal is, but I will let you guys know that in a future video. Next, we're going to add it to the app, and I need to apologize because I did do this when I first unboxed it, but I didn't record how to set it up. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through it, and hopefully that's good enough. First thing you're going to do is open the Google Home app and scan the QR code to add this device. Then you're going to take the QR code sticker off the lens and put it on the Quick Start Guide, which I think is a great idea, unless you're like me and lose the Quick Start Guide. Connect the camera to power and wait for the blue light to come on, indicating that it's ready to be set up. You can add this then to your Wi-Fi, and remember, your phone needs to be on the same network as the camera. After that, select your location for the camera and then proceed to get it installed. So let's go ahead and do just that. First thing I did was I picked my location, and like I mentioned, we need to set this up 6 to 6.5 feet off the ground. Now I'm gonna go higher than that because I don't want anyone to take it. So just pick a spot that makes the most sense for you. There's some features you might not be able to use with it being this high, like facial recognition and stuff like that. Once you have your location picked, drill pilot holes using a 3/32 inch bit. And once that's done, you can use the included screws to install the base and then twist on the magnetic plate. After that, if you're just installing the camera, you're all set. You're ready to go. Okay, so this is what it looks like now that it is set up and ready to use. So I have it mounted. Real quick overview of the app here. If I click on the battery symbol, it'll show me what my battery life looks like. I can also check that by clicking on the 3 dots here, going into settings and going to battery as well. And I think that'll change to solar once I get the solar panel up and running. Going back here, I can go to events and set all my parameters for how it records events and all that kind of stuff, as well as my video, audio, and all that kind of stuff. Set my video settings and all that. In here, I can see all the events where I've seen a person here. If you want to click here, you can hide all those options. If I go here, I can click there, and I can just see every event there in a list form. I want to point out that if it does come off the mount, it will stop recording. So the camera just shuts off as soon as it comes off the mount. I can set up my familiar faces. I can see my history there as well. Now let's say I want to just save one of these recordings. That's really easy to do. I can just click on the recording that I want to save, and then click these 3 lines on here and hit Save Clip. Then it'll download the clip and it'll be on my camera roll. This is what this camera looks like. It's a nice bright blue sky day. I think it looks really good. And this is what the internal audio sounds like coming through the microphone. And this is what it looks like at night. It is basically pitch black out here right now. Next here, I just wanted to kind of see where it would pick me up at. And it picked me up right about that 4x4 post out in the yard. So as of right now, I would have to say I'm pretty happy with this camera. But we're not done yet. Let's go ahead and get the solar panel installed. So first thing I did again was pick my location. And like I mentioned, this has a 13-foot cord, so I could have put it pretty far away, but this is a south-facing wall, and I don't think I'll have any problem getting sunlight here. I drilled the holes, and then, just like with the camera, even though I didn't show it, I waterproofed the holes with a little bit of silicone just to give myself a little peace of mind, and mounted the base with the included screws. After that, I slid on the panel, which clipped in quite nicely, I might add, and then I ran the cable. Also, if anyone has any idea of what to do with this excess cable, I am all ears. But for now, I just wrapped it around the camera. And with that, It's plugged in, and if we look at the app, it's charging. Look at that, it says solar. I think this camera is great. Yes, there's some things I would change. I wish it was 4K, and it does get pixelated on that 6x zoom, but overall, I think it's great. Also, it pairs well with that solar panel from Wasserstein. I mean, that thing is great. I love that I don't have to worry about charging that camera. That is fantastic. Also, if you've already bought into the Google ecosystem, this is definitely worth it, and I'll put links down in the description if you want to go check out either of these products. Alright guys, that's going to do it for me today. I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I've put things on screen for you guys to go check out if you guys want to. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next video.